I think the kids of the 70s are bridging gap between generations.
We are an adapting generation.
Our generation is working for change.
It's a generation that was truly the guinea pigs of technology.
My generation is the counselor for tomorrow.
We are the in-between. It's always, go to a good school, a degree check, and then get a good bank job check, and then after that buy a car check, apply for a HDB, which is a government-aided flat with my girlfriend check, and get married check. So it's always it's sort of like a checklist because everyone sort of goes through the same routine.
People are learning to say no in Singapore, I think, over the last probably 10 years, I believe. Somehow I believe that Singapore was brought up to agree with whatever you're being told to do. You may not agree, but you are kind of, but you feel obligated to say yes, which I feel was the problem with Singapore for the longest time. However, I also think that that led to the success of Singapore, probably from the 60s all the way to the 90s. It was beneficial to have people agree and follow through, but I think generally it just came from a generation that really trusted their leaders.
Many people would think Singapore has too many laws, too many regulations, but I have been in Singapore for the last 30 years, and I have believed in the system because it's only because of the rules and regulations that you are able to maintain a harmonious society.
My philosophy in life these days is also to do what makes you happy, to not be a slave to what you do in terms of your work, in terms of life, and to think about yourself a little bit more than to have to just please someone else.
The aspirations for my kids, because of Kiasuism, is of course I want to see them to be in good professions, and I always want to see that they are by good professions I would mean the top few. That means being lawyers, doctors, maybe pilots. The dream for my generation would be to be a successful person in society, well established in life, and to some it might be to be quite famous.
I think they just want me to be independent, to be able to be successful in my career, and to eventually own property. My dad always talks about like owning a property. It's just them, their generation. Like, if you have a property, you're good. That's the way it should be.
I think it's getting a bit crazy these couple of years. Everything is getting a bit expensive. Trying to build a family is crazy. Trying to own your own place of dwelling is getting really expensive. Trying to start a career is very difficult. Trying to get your kids in primary 1 is a big challenge.
People quarrel in the MRT and things are bursting everywhere, in the buses, everywhere. As I say again, learn to be tolerant, endure, be humble in everything.
Dreams of my generation is I would say to be achievers, to ensure that life is stable, minimal or no hiccups.
I think I want to buy a piece of land and build my house. That's it. That's all I want. I don't wanna. I wanna be able to design my own place. It can be a small little place, but I want that area to be my own. Me and my family growing up.
What I wish in the family is everybody's safe and happy and together.
Wish that Singapore can maintain what they are doing now and be the safe place for us to stay, to work, to be a family.
But to me, being a Singaporean is mainly to have respect, and I think the word respect spans across everywhere, not just respect for fellow human beings, but also your family, the government, the society.
If you look at, say, the urban built environment that is Singapore, we have about 5 million people into 700 square kilometers. We could house the world in 7,000 cities, 1,000 cities this size. It would free up, say, a lot of the world, or a lot of the environmental pressures we're putting on the earth.
Sick and tired of people talking about Picasso and Andy Warhols. It's time to talk about people like us, people like and the new creators. The creators are still alive.
Being Singaporean now is being ambitious, thinking of every possible avenues to prosper. At the same time, also be still empathetic about things and people.
The new leaders, the new generation will be the new leaders. And we that in the 70s, in my generation, where we can actually see the change and feel the change. And hopefully we can be a good counselor for the new leaders to do a better job in the future.
Well, I hope that 5 years from now we have a more open political system where young people, everybody from 15 onwards, feels like they can make a difference to Singapore society. Not just a top-down approach, but where we actually have the ability just to do what is decent and right, because we feel it's decent and right, instead of being told what is decent and right.
What makes me the happiest is that whenever we get the opportunity to share, we can share the past and the present, and provide a good perspective on it. The wish for my life is that I be remembered, as a good person, good individual who not only sustain my family well, but also maybe made good contributions to society through my whatever ways.
One wish for them, live for themselves. For inventor and all that, just need to live for themselves. They don't even need to live for me. That's really what I think. I don't live for my parents, I live for myself.
I suppose, my husband and I have been putting it off, but we probably have to explore parenthood at some point, because I'm female and eggs have an expiry date. Every year we look at each other after we've done the big trip and we go, so do you feel like having a child this year? And the answer is no, not really.
The wish for my mom and dad is that hopefully they are born as my parents again. Yes.
I think she said she will feel proud to be a Singaporean. Yeah. I think she will say a big thank you to Lee Kuan Yew also. I think she herself, she said she live a good life.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would change anything about my life. At least I think my husband is the best man on earth, and there's nothing I would change, because if that one thing would change, not meeting him, yeah.